Thank you for joining us to learn about advanced analytics in Reveal. In this video, you will learn how you can use machine learning models, perform statistical functions, and bring your R and Python scripts into Reveal.
Okay, so thank you for that, Casey. Let's just get right into it. This is very cool stuff. We added R and Python scripting in a release in the product last year, around December, I believe, and it really just allows you to use these custom libraries in Reveal. So what we're trying to do is not limit you to what's in the box in terms of chart types, visualizations, and even the overall capability of Reveal. Everything succeeds now through ecosystems, through extensibility, through customizations, and through the SDK. We have an entire API which lets you do that, plus all of the things that you're going to learn today, and even more exciting, or equally as exciting, I would say, in 2 weeks when we start talking about using some of the predictive analytics, machine learning capabilities in Reveal. But if you're not familiar, R and Python are probably the most widely used scripting languages in the world. I think Python, nowadays, kids start learning it in like 5th grade. You know, everyone is learning how to script and write code in Python. It's open source. Its libraries are widely available. So really, what we're trying to do is ensure that if there's something that you want to render within a dashboard and share it with others, you can do that. If there is a custom visualization that your company uses, something very domain specific, and you need to put it inside of a dashboard that you're distributing as part of your application in the SDK, we don't want to limit you to that. So we do have this capability called a DIY visualization, which lets you use like any JavaScript library within Reveal, but this just takes it to a whole nother level. I'm going to show you an example today in R, which is using R plus HTML plus JavaScript to render into the widget container inside of a dashboard. So pretty cool stuff. So some of the common scenarios and why we did this. Number one, there's a visualization you require that we do not ship. This is the primary reason you would use the tool. You require advanced scripting or data prep tests to be applied to the data you're working with. I'm going to show you an example today when we pull in some data from Twitter and it's just a string, but you actually want to parse that string and put it into a word cloud. Well, that is some data, that's a data prep exercise, and you can do that with scripting languages. You're a citizen data scientist or developer, and you've created visualizations that you want to reuse. So if you have anyone on your team that has built a bunch of visualizations in R or Python because they're using some other tools like RStudio, you can just copy that or use their code from GitHub or whatever, paste it into our editor, and those visualizations will appear. Number four, you're using a different visualization product and you want to create mashups with existing Reveal dashboards. I'm going to show you that as well today. So there's a product on the market, an open source product called Plotly, and it has a R and Python library, but their tool only works with the Plotly stuff. So let's say you have a Plotly visualization and you want to do a cross filter with something from Marketo using a Reveal chart. So those are the types of mashups that you can create. And finally, number five, you're trying to tell a great data story. So if you've been with us along the way on the Summer BI series, everything is about telling your story. So your data is telling a story about something, and you need to use every tool at your disposal to tell that data story, because essentially someone's going to look at your dashboard and start making decisions. And however you need to ensure that the right decisions are being made in that data story is really your job. So that is, maybe that's number one, but I have it here as number five to kind of wrap up some of these common scenarios. And if you have any common scenarios too, pop it in the chat window. We'd love to hear it. So here, if we look at the visualizations in Reveal, so currently in Reveal, we ship 40 data visualizations in 7 different categories. compare data, part to whole, data distribution, et cetera. We went over this about a month ago in our Charting Best Practices webinar, which you can view up on YouTube, and go grab the downloads on SlideShare from the slides. But the point is, we're always adding new visualizations. So, you know, when we have a webinar next year, there's probably going to be 50 or 60 data visualizations in these 7 categories. So we're always improving. But when it comes to the whole world out there, there's no way that we can keep up with what's available, and there's no reason to. I mean, we can't think of every possible scenario that would be a native visualization in Reveal, because we don't know your business, and you might be doing something very specific, or you might need something very specific. So when we think about custom visualizations, either through R, Python, or our do-it-yourself bridge, JavaScript bridge, the opportunities are endless. So if you think about in Python, Matplotlib, which is what we're going to use today amongst a few other libraries, it has Biggle, Chalk, Dislin, GNU, Octave, NuPlot, PyPlot, PyChop, PyPlotter, SageMap, blah, 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 and on and on and on and on. And all of those have visualizations, and they all have math libraries, and they all do this really rich rendering capability for it. They have really rich APIs. So, you know, all told, there's probably thousands of combinations of things you can do out there when you think about Reveal working with Python and R. So we're not trying to keep up with the whole, you know, data visualization. We're going to do all the core stuff, and then everything else is left up to your imagination. One of the neat ones here is if you look at like a 3D surface chart, Infragistics actually ships this as part of our DevTools product, but we don't have it in Reveal. We probably will eventually, but if you need to do a 3D surface chart tomorrow, no problem, just use Python. There's some great 3D libraries, and I'm going to show you one today in a very exciting 3D pie chart, of course.